I'm Robert Dyason, and I'm a farmer from Kernbell in New South Wales on the north coast. We've lived here for a bit over 30 years, but my family has owned this farm since 1970. We bought this place because we were interested in moving to New South Wales and originally intended to run cattle, livestock. But when I first came here to work, there was a bad collapse in the price of beef cattle, and it became uneconomic to run cattle, so we had to find other enterprises to keep us solvent. So we initially cut timber for poles, electricity poles, and we cut quite a lot of those for some years, and we also looked at growing tea tree. Tea tree is an essential oil, and we planted our first small block of tea tree in 1979, and that block we're still producing from, and it's the world's longest producing commercial block of tea tree. Since then we've gradually been planting more tea tree, and now we farm a total of about 144 hectares of tea tree. We harvest that every year, and last year we produced about 34 tonnes of tea tree oil. Yeah, tea tree oil was originally produced and marketed many years ago from natural stands as a substitute and an additive for nutmeg oil. That use has now completely stopped, and tea tree is sold and marketed largely for its cosmetic and therapeutic effects. It's a very strong antiseptic. It also shows strong antifungal effects. Yet tea tree, like all crops, is subject to getting pests and diseases. We've always grown our tea tree in close proximity to the large areas of native forest that we have, and we think that's beneficial for a couple of reasons.
My name's Peter Antwerthal. I'm an agronomist who works in the tea tree industry. And yeah, one of the advantages that Dyasons have with their plantation here is that it's spread out amongst a lot of native forest, so that while the crop is still grown as a monoculture, they do have a buffer completely surrounding most of their plantation of native forest, and that certainly helps with the biodiversity in the area and also the management of the crop from insect infestations, and also as a bit of a buffer from weeds and things coming in. They also use their livestock production as part of their weed control in the plantation, and that's quite effective as well.
Yeah, well, I'm Alister Dyason, and I grew up on this family farm, and eventually went away after schooling and did a trade. Finished the trade and spent a couple of years working on another farm, and then pretty much decided to come back to the family farm about 5 years ago. Native forest versus plantation forest, there are quite a number of issues and restrictions relating to harvesting and being able to make native forest profitable. I would be overjoyed to continue to the start that Dad has put into the native forests.
When we came here first, we intended to clear all of our land, and that consisted at the time of 1,400 hectares of mostly heavily timbered country. In the end, we decided that the profitability of beef cattle production was so low that we would be better off managing the forests for production and their other values rather than clearing them for livestock production. However, it does produce good timber, and we can produce a reasonable quantity of pole and saw log timber and we think that well managed forests on this country can make us more money than we could make had we cleared it and used it for livestock production. There's also a substantial nature conservation benefit, and the various surveys of plants and animals on this place suggest that we have as much biodiversity, if not more so, than unmanaged crown forests, whether they be in state forest or national park. So we are capable of producing a reasonable income per hectare per year from these forests and providing nature conservation benefits at the same time, which of course at present have no value.